Hello friends, welcome to yet another episode of this mega ride from Bangalore to Ladakh. This episode will take us from Patnitop to Srinagar. The journey from Patnitop to Srinagar was supposed to be very smooth. In fact, the journey from Delhi to Patnitop was also supposed to be very smooth. But we kept on facing a lot of hardships. So before we move on to this episode, there are a few unseen bits and pieces from the previous episode that I didn't show in the last episode. The reason being I wanted to give special emphasis on that. So what happened was that when we just crossed the Jammu and Kashmir state, there is a gate, excise duty and all. So when we crossed that gate, there was a puncture on one of the bikes, and the nail size was this big, literally this big. So we were also very surprised that newly tarred road, how can a nail of that size come and hit a bike? No tire would have survived that kind of nail. Having said that, it was about night 8:30ish or so when we started repairing his bike, and we went into the nearby puncture shop. We had to change the tube because the tube was completely blown apart. So we continued our journey and we reached to Patnitop, and that was not all. As soon as we started climbing onto the hills of Patnitop, right? So Anirban hit into a big rock, and what happened was that his rear brake lever got bent. As a result of which, the rear brake got really locked tight. So what we did was that we did some jugaad, and we reached our hotel in Patnitop. So bits and pieces of those hardships I would want to show you first before we move on to this finest journey in this entire trip, that is from Patnitop to Srinagar. The view of hills, real Kashmir hills, is what you guys will experience in this episode. So keep watching, and as usual, if you really like my video, please do support my channel. Please like, share the video and subscribe to the channel, and hit this bell icon for getting notified of the new uploads. Your support will keep me motivated, and I can do much more episodes in future in a much better way. So enjoy this video. I would catch you up sometimes later during the later half of this video, wherein I would like to tell few more stories. Until then, keep watching. Bye bye. friends, you saw the hardships that we had to undergo before we could even reach Patnitop. The first puncture was little bit okay, as it was nearing to about our dinner time and we anyway had to stop. So we repaired the bike, had our food, and we proceeded onto our journey. But the next biggest shock was when Anirban hit with a rock and he fell down. So the bike was rendered basically useless. Like I mentioned that we did some jugaad and we reached Hotel Mount Shivalik, so which was about some 10 odd kilometers from where this incident had happened. However, this incident actually meant that the very next day we cannot proceed towards Srinagar. So what we decided that the one extra day which we would have saved from not doing Umlingla, we would use this year, so that we can prepare our bikes very well and we are absolutely sure that the bikes are in good condition before we start our climb. However, things did not go as expected. So we expected a minor bend in the the leg guard and all, but it happened that the brake spring came loose and we had to do some jugaad again. We decided to call the Royal Enfield RSA, but our hopes were dashed, and when the RSA first of all they didn't pick up the call, and later when they did pick up they said that we are coming, and only to keep us waiting till evening and saying that they can't come. So we called about morning 10 o'clock, and from 11 o'clock we decided that since we don't have any sign of RSA as of now, any return call sign from RSA as of now, we would start working on our bikes ourselves. And that actually proved to be the most wisest decision there, because the temperatures were falling, and at night if we would have waited till 5:30 and then the RSA didn't come, so we would have wasted another day. So our judgment paid off and we did manage to repair the bikes. Now that all the hardships were over, so it was time that we said, we had to relax a bit so that how we can enjoy the journey up ahead. So friends, what I would like to say is that before when you set out on this kind of a journey, please do a hands-on session with your mechanic, or if you are part of any club, ask your club to do a DIY session wherein you learn the nuts and basics of your bike. It is very important, and since we had this kind of sessions organized, it helped us in a much better way than otherwise. So after living out all this, let's start the most fantastic journey from the plains to the hills. Keep enjoying, keep watching this video, and what you will see up ahead is the real beauty of Kashmir, and that's why we say Kashmir is Jannat, and it's called the Crown of India. Why it is called the Crown of India? Let's watch it. I will not say anything. You would comment down in the below section what do you feel about this video. Bye bye.
Having set out on this journey on a positive note, not only the view of the valley greeted us to the eyes which are otherwise tiring, but we were also greeted with wonderful piece of engineering, and that's the Nasri Tunnel. At these heights, it is indeed a wonderful piece of work supported by Government of India and the Border Roads Organization. I would say without this tunnel, crossing Patnitop and reaching Ramban was a pain to everybody. But thanks to this tunnel, the journey was made quite easy and comfortable. This tunnel can be compared with any tunnel of any international standards, with all the proper signages and proper lighting. I would say this is a wonderful piece of engineering and hats off to the Border Roads organization. Riding on this tunnel was a treat, and I never expected that I would be doing this one day. We continued our journey and we were greeted with scores of Jawans who were headed for their posts. I had immense respect while seeing them that in their jeeps or on the buses. They don't have any selfism. One thing they know is only nation. The wonderful piece of road soon turned out to be a pain for us when we were crossing this stretch, as you know, and most part of it was bad because of the fact there was a 4-lane construction going on. Having thought about tomorrow, I really didn't bother too much of the pain that is caused today, because I know 5 years down the line when I would visit this place once again, I would have a smooth road all the way up till Leh. So keep watching. Having left behind one engineering marvel in the form of Nasri Tunnel, it was turn that we greet another piece of engineering marvel. The Jawahar Tunnel at these heights seems to be a completely impossible and a daunting task. However, the Border Roads organization had the right men and the right tools to get the job done. This tunnel is of a very much strategic importance to India, and for obvious security reasons I would not show where the tunnel starts and where it ends. However, this small clip I thought I would show, and I would dedicate to those engineers who had worked tirelessly to give us this wonderful piece of engineering. Being an engineer myself, I really salute these men who worked throughout the day and night at freezing temperatures to keep the connectivity from Srinagar to Leh all throughout the year. The journey has to continue, and so we did, and the team spirit was really high. At this point of time, we were discussing on the intercom about the feat of the engineers who had worked day and night to make this thing a real. Please watch this video till the end, and I'm sure there are a lot of memories that I want to share through this. Please keep watching.
Hello friends, so we are at the Titanic viewpoint. We are about to enter Srinagar in some time. So just see the viewpoint of Kashmir Valley. And here are the bikes. And we are at the Titanic viewpoint. So you can see here, and there it's written Titanic viewpoint of Kashmir. So I must say I should just stop here. See the dust on the bike. So Anirban, what do you want to say?
The first view of Kashmir Valley. Awesome.
Okay. Hey, chi, go to hell. Kalpada, what do you want to say about Kashmir Valley?
All the hardships just because of this.
Yes.
All the hardships.
All hardships because of this.
খুশি না মন ভরে গেছে ভাই
Shantanu is smoking like hell.
লাইক মানে মশা কন্টিনিউ কামড়াচ্ছে
Yeah. Shantanu is smoking and smoking.
স্মোকিং
He needs angioplasty now. You tell me. What do you want to say? Awesome view. Kalpada, কিছু বলো কি বলো tell something about this place.
ये हंसी वादियाँ,
ए?
ये खुला आसमां,